Newton Gate champs. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fine. By the way, how many dresses did you all buy for the pujas? I will take a note of everyone. How many dresses did you all buy? Okay, so let's discuss about the video. Now, today's video will be a continuation of previous day's video. Now, in the previous day's video, we had discussed vectors. So, the topics were basically a bit about operations on vectors and more about the types of vectors, types of scalars and all. And for today's video, we will be discussing about more on the operations of vectors, different types of multiplications that can be performed and the resolution of a vector. How can we resolve a vectors into many kinds? Now also you will be knowing that where you will be using these vectors. Now you will be learning vectors, but how can you use these vectors in your day life or in many different parts of physics also you will be using vectors. Okay, so let's get started. So let us start with resolution of a vector. Now resolution of a vector, the term means that it is a process of splitting the vector A into two or more vectors. So when I split the vector A into two or more vectors, that means the two or more vectors should have a magnitude value and also a direction. So let's say that this A vector, from the tail I am giving it a direction of this side, and let's say another I am giving it a direction of this side. So I have two vectors pointing in two opposite directions. Now if I name the horizontal one as lambda A dash and the vertical one as beta A double dash, that means the A vector that I had previously, I can write this A vector into two vectors. One is lambda A dash plus beta A double dash. Now you will be wondering what are lambda and beta. Lambda and beta are scalar quantities. Now we can multiply a scalar quantity with a vector quantity and it forms this kind of a value, lambda into A dash vector. So A dash is a vector and A double dash is also a vector. A dash is a vector and A double dash is also a vector, but lambda and beta, they are scalar values. So to resolve a vector, we can take a vector A and we can resolve it into any two or more direction. Now generally the resolution is done in coordinate axis. So that is when we call it Cartesian components of a vector, or we can also call it rectangular components of a vector. So rectangular component would mean that if I have a vector, then I am splitting the vectors into the rectangular components. So now I have a vector A. I have a vector A and I have drawn x and y coordinate axis. So first we will be seeing the components, resoluting components of a vector through only x and y axis first. Now what do we need to do to find out the components? So the first thing we need to do is, from the tail of the vector given, I will draw a perpendicular line from the head of the vector. I will draw a perpendicular line to x-axis and a perpendicular line to the y-axis. Now the points on the x and y-axis that you can see here will give me the magnitude value of the vector A towards the x-axis and towards the y-axis respectively. So for the first one, so let's say that this point. let it be ax and let this be ay. So what is ax? Ax is the magnitude value of a vector towards x-axis. Similarly, what will be ay? Ay will be correct, magnitude of a vector towards the y-axis. So now we got the magnitude value. Now what else do we need? We need the direction. We have also gotten the direction. Now how do we write this? Previously we saw that when I resolve a vector, I would just have to add the vectors that I am splitting it into. But it had a magnitude and also a direction value. But here we only have just magnitude value. So towards the x-axis, when I say towards the x-axis, this gives me the direction. This is the direction and also this is the direction. So I can also write it as, one way of writing it is a vector, I can write it as ax vector plus a y vector. Now when I write ax and ay as vectors, it also says me it is magnitude and direction together. But this ax, if I have to split it into the magnitude and the direction value, then towards x-axis, towards x-axis, the direction is given by I cap, and towards y-axis the direction is given by j cap, and towards z-axis the direction is given by k cap. Now cap, this I cap, j cap and k cap, when I give cap over a vector value, that means it is unit vector. So all these are unit vectors. I, j and k are unit vectors. Now what does unit vectors give us? Unit vectors gives us only direction, because the magnitude value of unit vector is 1. Now all these are covered in the previous part of the vectors video. I'll be giving the link in the description below and also on the card above. So you can check out that video first and then start with this video to get a clear understanding of vectors chapter. Okay, so let us continue. Now I cap, j cap and k cap are the unit vectors giving us direction towards x, y and z axis. Now let's get back here. So a vector, I can write a vector as a x vector plus a y vector. So now a x vector, what can I write it as? The vector can be written as magnitude into direction. So I can write it as magnitude of ax into, what can I write? I cap. Why I cap? Because I cap gives us the direction towards x axis. Similarly, if I have to write ay, so ay vector can be written as magnitude of ay into j cap. Okay, so now let us see that how can we write a vector in this form. So a vector in this form can be written as, so vector A, I can write it as ax I cap plus ay j cap. Now ax and ay, they are the magnitude values, and I and j gives us the direction towards x and y axis. So what are we saying from this statement? or this equation, we are saying that A is a vector that I have resolved it into two components. One is towards the x-axis and the other is towards the y-axis. This is how you will have to resolve a vector in xy plane. So let us see how will we resolve the vectors when we have three coordinate axes. So 3D system if I have, then how will I resolve the vectors? That means my coordinate axis should look somewhat like this. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is our z-axis. So x, y and z. Now quickly comment below that what will be the direction towards x-axis. I said it just now. Pause the video, comment it below, and then continue the video. Okay, so you are right. Towards x-axis, the vector that I will be writing is I cap, and towards y-axis, I will be writing j cap, and towards z-axis, I will be writing k cap. Very good. Now let me draw a vector. So let's say that I have a vector of this form and it is again a vector. Now when we did 2D coordinate system, that is only just x and y, what did we write A as? We wrote A as ax I cap plus ay j cap, right? That means basically if this is the distance of ax, let's say this is the distance of ay, and now we have a new axis, that is the z-axis. Now towards z-axis also it will be covering some distance, and it will be, we are naming it as az. So az is again the magnitude towards the z-axis. So what can I write? A as, so a vector can be written as ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. So this is the form of vector if you want to resolve a vector into three parts for a 3D coordinate system. Now we understood how to resolve the vectors. Now suppose I need to find the magnitude of the vector A. Combining x, y and z together, if I want to find the magnitude of vector A and also a direction, right, then what will I do? To find the magnitude of A, I can write A as this A vector, that is ax I cap, ay j cap, az k cap, I can write it as mod of A is equal to under root ax whole square plus ay whole square plus az whole square. Now this value will give me the magnitude of A. Now we know the direction, they have individual direction towards I, j and k, or towards x, y and z axis. So the next topic of discussion will be multiplication of vectors. So we were studying operations on vectors. We had completed addition and subtraction. Now we will get into multiplication of vectors. So multiplication of vectors, there are two types. Now another type is there that we have covered, that is multiplication of vectors with a scalar quantity, that we have already covered. But here we will be learning that if we multiply two vectors, then we can get two kinds of values. So for us to get two kinds of values, we have to multiply two vectors in different ways. So the first method is called as dot product. Now dot product of whom? Dot product of vectors. And the second method is called as cross product. So dot product and cross product. Now why two different names and why two different types? So when I multiply two vectors, using this dot product form, I get the value as a scalar value. Multiplying two vectors, I get a scalar value. That is when it is called as dot product. And when is it called as cross product? When the value I get is also a vector value. We now will get into the details of it. Now let's start with the first one. Okay, that is scalar or dot product. So scalar product or dot product, so the first thing we need is we need two vectors. So let's say that I have two vectors, A vector and B vector. So if I have to multiply A and B, then it is written as A vector dot B vector. This is why the name dot product. So A dot B will give me magnitude of A into magnitude of B into cos theta. So A dot B gives me AB cos theta, where A and B are just the magnitude values. And what is theta? Theta is the angle in between A and B. So theta is angle between A vector and B vector. So you can see that there are no direction values here. So A and B, they both are magnitude, and cos theta will also give you a magnitude value. It won't give you any direction. So this is why the name scalar product or dot product. There are a few examples. So the first example is work. Now we know that work is a scalar quantity, but what is the formula for work? Work is force into displacement. Now force is a vector quantity, displacement is also a vector quantity. So when I multiply force into displacement, it gives me work, which is a scalar value. So this is an example where we use dot product. Two vectors we are multiplying and we are getting a scalar value. Okay. Now there are a few special cases under this. Okay. So first case being the value of theta. So the value of theta, if I say, if theta is equal to 0 degree, so the angle between A and B are 0 degree, then A dot B is equal to magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos of 0 degree. So what is the value of cos 0? It is 1. So we will get A into B. So A dot B, when the angle in between them is 0, it is just the magnitude values of A and B, product of magnitude values of A and B. Now if my theta is 90 degree, so if my theta is 90 degree, A dot B will give me AB cos 90 degree. Now we know that cos 90 degree, the value is 0, so it will give me a value of 0. If two vectors are perpendicular to each other, then their scalar product is 0. Now third case we have, if theta is equal to 180 degree. So A dot B is equal to AB cos 180 degree. Now the value of cos 180 degree is minus 1. So we get it as AB and a minus in front. So no change of direction or no nothing. It is just the magnitude values we have for dot product. Okay. Now another case is there that if A vector is equal to B vector, both the vectors are same, then what can I write it as? I can write it as A dot A. So A into cos, what will be the value? Theta will be 0 degree, because same. So that is when I can write A square. So the next topic is scalar product of unit vectors. Scalar product of unit vectors. Now, under unit vectors, what unit vectors did we study? We have studied, or we know I cap, we know j cap, and we know k cap. Now, what is another thing that we know about them? That they are mutually perpendicular. Why are they mutually perpendicular? Because they give us the directions towards x, y and z axis. So since x, y and z axis are mutually perpendicular axis, so these unit vectors, they are also mutually perpendicular to each other. So we'll see that what kind of scalar products can we get if we multiply them. Okay, so the first one is if I multiply I cap with I cap. So I dot I will give us magnitude of I into magnitude of I into cos 0 degree, because I and I same value. What will the value be? It will be 1. Why will it be 1? Because magnitude of I cap is equal to 1. It is unit vector. Similarly, j cap dot j cap will also give me j into j cos 0 degree, that is also equal to 1, and k cap dot k cap will also give me a value 1. Now, the second type is if I multiply I with any other vectors. So let's say that I dot j, that is equal to I into j into cos, what will be the value of theta? 90 degree, right? Why 90? Because again they are mutually perpendicular to each other. So what will it be? It will be 0. Similarly, I dot k if I do, I will also get a value 0. Because I, j and k, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Similarly, if I do j dot k, j and k also have an angle 90 degree in between them, it will give me a value 0. And it will go on. Okay, so dot product, when will I get a value 1? When only I multiply the unit vectors by itself. So I dot I will give me 1, j dot j will give me 1, k dot k will give me 1. Any other combination will give me 0. So let us solve an example involving scalar product. Okay, so I have given an example that what kind of a value is a scalar product? Work. Right, so work, what is the formula of work? It is force into displacement. Now, see, there's a question given that a force of I cap plus 2j cap minus k cap Newton makes a body move through a displacement of minus I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap meter. What is the work done? So we need to find out the work done by the body that experiences a force and it gets displaced. Now we know what is the formula for work. The formula is W is equal to F dot S. So what is the value of force? Force is given, this is my force value, right? So I can take it as F, and this is my displacement value. So I can write this as work is equal to I cap plus 2j minus k cap dot minus I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap. Now as we multiply in algebra, similar way we will be multiplying here, but not normal multiplication, dot product. So how will I write it? I can write it as I cap into, or I cap dot minus I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap, okay, plus 2j cap dot, same thing, minus I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap minus k dot minus I cap plus j cap minus 2k cap. So now this will be equal to I dot I. So we have seen here that I dot I gives us a value 1, right? Because the angle in between is 0. So I dot I will give me a value 1 and there is a minus in front. So I will write minus 1. Now plus I dot j. So next we have I dot j. So I dot j, the angle in between is 90 degrees. So it will give me a value 0. Plus again I dot 2k. So I dot k gives me a value 0. Next, plus we have 2j dot minus I cap. So 2j cap dot minus I cap. So j dot I gives me a value 0. So the first one will be again 0. Next one, plus j dot j gives me a value 1 and I will multiply it by 2. So j dot j gives me a value 1 into there is a scalar value 2. Plus again I will get a 0 because j dot k will give me a value 0. Next k. So k dot k cap dot I cap. Again it gives me a value 0. Plus k cap dot j cap also gives me a value 0. Now k dot k gives me a value 1 into there is a scalar value 2 into minus will give me plus 1. So what is my value coming to? It is coming as minus 1 plus 2 plus 2. So that is equal to 3. So what is the value of work? Work is equal to 3 joule. So force and displacement, we had a vector value and from that we got a scalar value of work to be 3 joule. No direction, just magnitude. So this is how you will be solving the work, or you will solve the scalar product values. You can pause the video here and you can write down the example question. Okay, so I hope you have written it down. Now let's move on to the next part. So the next topic we have vector product or cross product. Now cross product of two vectors, it gives us a vector value. That is why again the name vector product. Now since it gives us a vector value, that means it should have a direction along with magnitude. Let's say that I have two vectors, A vector and B vector, and there is an angle theta, that is the angle in between A vector and B vector. Okay, so to write down cross product of two vectors, it is written as A vector cross B vector. and it is given by magnitude of A into magnitude of B into sine theta into n cap. Now, in the previous one, we just left it as at cos theta. There was no direction. But since it is a vector product, it will give us a vector value. So, it should have a direction. And this n cap provides us the direction. So, n cap gives us the direction of the product value. Okay. What is an example? Example of vector product is torque. Okay, so what do we know torque to be? Torque is force into displacement again, but at some angle. Okay, torque has a direction. So torque is written as tau. So tau is given by r vector cross f. Now r here is the displacement and f is the force used. This is an example of vector product or cross product. Now we need to determine this n cap. So to determine this n cap, there is a rule or there is a process. To determine the direction of the vector product, we have two rules. One is right hand screw rule and the other is right hand thumb rule. They both tell us the same thing. Okay, so you can refer to this picture. See, if A and B, see picture number A. Okay, so for this, if A and B, you can see the direction and theta is the angle in between them. Okay, so what is A cross B? A cross B is mutually perpendicular to the plane that is A and B are in. So A cross B, it is perpendicular to the plane of A and B, not individually to A and B. So A cross B will be perpendicular to the plane in which A and B are in. So A and B, we can see that it has an angle in between them as theta, and if it goes above, then it is A cross B, and if it is below, then it is B cross A. Now to determine which will it be, we have this right hand screw rule. So let's talk about the first one, that is right hand screw rule. So for this, you can refer to picture number B, and for thumb rule, you can refer to picture number C. See this. Picture number B, the screw, you can see this is the portion, this is the screw portion. So the screw, the top of the screw is pointing upward, and the base of the screw gives you the direction of A and B. So right hand screw rule says that if the base of the screw is the plane where A and B are placed, then the pointy head of the screw will point towards the direction of A cross B. That is what is screw rule. So you can see it here. So if I am writing A cross B, then the screw will be pointing upside. But if I am writing B cross A, that means you can see one has an arrow this side, that is A cross B. And if I give a direction of this side, this means it is B cross A. So the screw is turning from B to A, so the pointy head will go down in this case. This is right hand screw rule. Now let's see what is the right hand thumb rule. So right hand thumb rule says it is similar to the screw rule, but it says that, again you can see the direction here. So the theta is A cross B. So when it is A cross B and it is going from A to B, so the fingers here, it will point towards the direction of theta. So the fingers are going from this to this side, and my theta is also going from A to B. Now, if it was B cross A, then my fingers would have gone from this to this side, that is from B to A, and my thumb would be pointing downwards. So that is when I will be saying that when it is B cross A, the direction will be downwards, and when it is A cross B, the direction will be upward. So the direction of the thumb gives us the direction of the product value. That is this, when I write A cross B is equal to AB sine theta n cap, this n cap is, that is what I'm aiming the direction for, finding the direction for. So this n cap will be positive or it will be upward, and the direction will be given by the thumb for the right hand thumb rule, and the direction will be given by the screw for the right hand screw rule. This is what your rule will say. This is the rules and how to find out the direction of it. So now let's get back to vector product and what are the cases that we can see. So case number 1 would be theta. So the angle between A and B, if theta is 0 degree, then A cross B, what will be the value of A cross B? It will be AB sine theta n cap. So theta is 0, so sine 0 has a value 0, so it will be 0. Now next, when theta is 90 degree, what is the value of sine 90 degree? The value of sine 90 degree is 1. So A cross B will give me AB n cap. So the third one will be theta is equal to 180 degree. So A cross B will be 0 because sine 180 degree is also 0. These are the cases for theta. Now let us see for unit vectors. What will it be for unit vectors? So the first one is, what are the 3 unit vectors? They are I cap, J cap and K cap, and they are mutually perpendicular to each other. So for the first one, let's take I cross I. So I cross I will give me I into I, their magnitudes. Sine, what will be the angle? 0 degree n cap. So sine 0 means 0. Similarly for J cross J, the value will also be 0. And for K cross K, the value will also be 0. Because the angle which J makes with itself is 0. Similarly for I and K. So let's go to the second part. So now if I multiply I cross J, that gives me what? That gives me I J sine 90 degree n cap. Now I and J is 1, sine 90 also it has a value 1. So we are left with just n cap, or we can say that we are left with just a direction. So I can write it as just n cap. Now, I need to state what will be the direction of n cap. Now let's go back to where we have learned the direction. Okay. So in here you can see that A and B, what are A and B? A and B lie on a plane, and what is A cross B? A cross B is perpendicular. Okay, A cross B is perpendicular to the plane of A and B. So I and J what is the plane of I and j? Can anyone tell me? Yes, the plane of I and j is this, x and y axis. So this is my x axis, this is my y axis, and this is my z axis, right? So within brackets I can write I j cap and k cap. So if my plane I and j, for I and j my plane is this. So what is the mutually perpendicular plane to x and y, or the perpendicular to x and y? What will it be? It is z. Okay. K cap is perpendicular to the plane of x and y. That is what will be n cap. So I can write n cap as k cap. Okay, the reason being that k cap is perpendicular to the plane of I cap and j cap. This is the reason why it will be k cap. Okay, so similarly now we can say that j cap cross k cap, what will it be? It will be again n cap. So j, so now see, j and k, this is the plane that we are talking about here. This is the plane. So j and k, what is it perpendicular to? I cap. So I will write it as I cap. Now next is k cap cross I cap. So k cross I, this plane, what is perpendicular to this plane? J cap is perpendicular to this plane. So I cross j, j cross k and k cross I, we found them to be k, I and j respectively. Now if the direction, if you can see here, okay, if I draw it again, so this is my x, this is y, and this is z. So this is I cap, j cap and k cap. So if we see the direction I cross j, this direction, okay, j cross I, this direction, k cross I, this direction. Okay, so now see, what is this direction? The direction is anti-clockwise. So when my direction of the theta, or the direction of I, j and k is anti-clockwise, that is when I will have the value to be positive. So if my direction is anti-clockwise, the values will be positive. Now if my direction is clockwise, that means if I write it to be j cross I, so j cross I will give me n cap, k cap, but it will be negative. Similarly, I cross k will give me negative j, and k cross j will give me negative I. So if I again write it in the coordinate form, if this is x, this is y, and this is z, so I cap, j cap and k cap. And what is my direction? J to I, so this, I to k and k to j. Okay, so if my direction is clockwise, then the values will all be negative. So for cross product, you have to remember this. This is a very important part when we find the value through cross product. Thank you for watching this video. Now, if you find this video informative, then please do share it with your friends. Please give it a big fat like and please subscribe to our channel, Newton Gate Academy. And all the descriptions about our institute will be also given in the description. Bye.